learning everything all over again.
Learning is so good when you're not tired, I bet.
I bet.
I bet. I don't know.
I don't know. Who knows? Oh.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to Can I Just Say One Thing podcast. I am Demi.
I am Jess. We got back from a 3-day weekend.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I would like to request a 3-day weekend once a month.
I know.
I really think everyone would be happier.
Yep.
It'd be way more beneficial for all of us.
I agree.
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly agree.
How was yours?
It was good. I went to a wedding with a friend. I was a +1. I didn't know anybody except for my friend.
So fun.
It's fine because I made a new friend.
I am obsessed with him.
Who is he? Cute. His name is Matthew.
Hi, Matthew.
Yes. He's super cute. He lives in New York. So he met he's a groomsman. He met the groom in undergrad.
Okay.
I think they went to like a fancy undergrad. He does some fancy work in New York.
Excuse me.
Does like some event coordinating for stuff, but like really high up people.
Sweet.
And he lives in Manhattan in a very small apartment that's very expensive.
Of course.
Totally fine with disclosing like how much his apartment is and all that because it's like
I want to know.
It's prideful for New Yorkers. $2,600 for 350 square feet.
Is that the size of this room?
It's a little bit bigger than this room. It's probably this room and the next room.
In the next room.
Yes. Actually, probably a little bit smaller than this room in the next room. But the piece de resistance he has a little walk out. No. He has like a walk that kind of like a fire escape, but it's a patio. Okay. So that's like kind of rare to have, I guess. Okay. So he lived across the street, he said, in a place that was $2,400 and not $2,600, but this one is a better deal. So he says. But he was so fun. It was so much fun. We hit it off and
great.
We were able to dance for the 1 hour that there was dancing. Mm-hmm. So it was good. It was fine because it was beautiful over there.
1 hour of dancing. Mm-hmm. We're just gonna say that really quick.
There was no Lizzo.
There
was no Lizzo.
That's our one thing that we're saying, is that it was an hour of dancing. Okay.
What'd you do this weekend?
I went to San Francisco. I literally Brett, when we got home on Sunday, and it was on Monday that he said this, but he was like, 72 hours ago we were here, and reflect on what we just did this weekend. Mm-hmm. So on Friday, we went to San Francisco. We went to the Giants game. We tromped around the city. Yep. We ate a way too expensive snack. Snack was too expensive. No. We went to this restaurant, and it was our bill for a glass of wine and bone marrow was $50. Ugh.
Gross.
We both did not get a glass of wine. I looked at the menu, and I was like, this is dumb. Sometimes I'm okay, I'm okay with spending money on wine sometimes.
Yeah, totally.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, the cheapest glass of wine was $17.
Excuse me? Why are you so fancy?
A glass.
I won't even spend that much on a bottle.
We went to Kermit Lynch in Brooklyn, in Berkeley, and we did get a glass or a bottle. We got several bottles for under $20, and they're incredible wines.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I don't know. I just I got there and I was in my Giants clothes and just not feeling the ritzy vibe. Totally. And I was just this is stupid.
Yeah.
This is too much.
That is too much.
We left and we drove the next day. We drove down the PCH all the way down to Monterey.
Cute.
It was so beautiful. Yeah. We drove through Pacifica, Half Moon Bay, all those areas, Santa Cruz. And then I went to Monterey and I saw my best friend's baby.
Yay! Such a cutie little baby.
Oh my gosh. She smells like heaven.
Of course.
She is the sweetest thing.
I know.
So tiny little.
And she fit into a person. That's what's so crazy. I just had a friend tell me today she was pregnant. You want to know how she told me?
Who?
My friend from camp. Yeah. So I don't know if I can say.
I know. Yeah. Don't say.
I don't know if it's like out. But she told me, the way she told me and my friend, because we're in a group text together, is that she's not currently lactose intolerant, which I didn't know was a thing.
Not currently. Okay.
Yeah, because she normally is lactose intolerant. And she's like, yeah, I've been eating cream cheese and all this cheese. And she's like, I'm not really lactose intolerant. And then she sent the baby emojis. And I was like, are you trying to tell us you're pregnant? And she just went like, huh? And I was like, you have to clarify these emojis. And she's like, we're having a boy.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Wait, so babies can make you not lactose?
I don't know. What? And at least for her.
Literally she's like, anything goes in pregnancy.
Yeah.
It's truly the weirdest, craziest
It's a Wild
thing.
West up in there.
It's like no rules.
No rules. Anything goes.
Anything goes.
Yeah. Oh my God.
What is that?
It's that song. It's like a famous song, I think, from the 50s, and it also was on Indiana Jones. Yeah.
I had no idea.
That's why it makes me think of it.
Got it. Well, some big news.
Yeah.
Yes. We got our books today.
Remember, we're reading Stay Sexy and Don't Get Murdered, the definitive how-to guide by Karen Kilgariff, Georgia Hardstark,
a dual memoir by the creators of the #1 hit podcast, My Favorite Murder. So that's what we're reading in June.
Yes.
Very exciting.
Very. So exciting.
So exciting, in fact, that today we are discussing our favorite murders. Don't look.
I'm not.
Did you see?
I pinky swear I did not see.
Okay.
Pinky swear.
Who did you do? Tell me right now.
I need to. Why are you telling me? Wait.
I'll tell you. You didn't ask.
Do you want to go first this time since you went?
No.
Okay, you want to go last? I'm fine with that. I don't care.
I don't know. Mine is like, I kind of regret doing it.
So, okay, mine isn't like a murder the way that we think of murder.
What? Because neither was my original, and then my brother told me not to do it.
Well, don't listen to your brother. He's your little brother. You're the older sibling.
Oh my God.
Okay, real quick.
What?
So do you want me to go first or do you want to go first? Is yours like super depressing?
It's okay.
Mine's not.
So I had this whole plan of what I was going to do, and I was excited, and I wasn't going to do like a normal, like, this is the story. I was going to do, like, I don't know. I was just going to try and do it differently, and I had this whole vision in my head, and I told my brother, and he was like, no, don't do that. Okay. So why did he tell you not to? So what was your original one that you wanted to do? It took me a long time to think of what my favorite murder was.
I still don't even think I picked my favorite.
I didn't pick it because
it's too much.
We've already done my favorite. Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy.
True. That's
Ted Bundy is my favorite. We've already done the Golden State Killer, who's also my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do. Honestly, I don't think that. John Bonet is my favorite. I get curious about it, but I'm not like, my interest isn't very piqued.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but what I wanted to do was the Holocaust.
Oh, interesting though.
And my brother was like,
that's so depressing.
What he said, he was like, that's not murder, that's genocide.
I mean, that's true.
I mean, you're not
genocide.
Wrong.
Yeah.
Like
that would have been interesting though, because
my favorite.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Favorite history-wise. Obviously.
Yeah.
Not the genocide part.
No.
No, of course not.
No. Murder. Like, he got away with it.
He did.
For so long.
And he had people follow him.
That's the scariest part. That's what I was going to go into.
The best known cult.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's what I am saying. So I've been fascinated with that since I learned about it, which was probably like 4th grade, 5th grade.
If not earlier.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
So I remember being so obsessed with it. I think it was probably like 6th grade too that you actually start learning about it because you read Anne Frank.
Right.
And I was just like, this cannot be real. You hear it and you can't understand.
I know.
That's what I think even to this day is I just don't understand.
Yep.
Speaking of not understanding, can I tell you something that we did this weekend?
Of course.
We watched BlacKkKlansman.
I want to watch that one. What'd you think? Was it so good?
Jess,
it's based on true events.
I know that. And it was a great movie. The movie was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was pretty long.
Yeah.
It was like really
a lot of
long.
those movies are, yeah.
Yeah. So that was okay. at the end, I was pretty emotional, and the movie ended on a positive note. I'm not going to give anything away because I need you to experience.
Yeah.
When the movie ended, I was bawling.
Oh, wow.
I was sobbing uncontrollably for our country.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. And I was so affected by what I saw.
Yeah.
I was like, Brett had already seen it. And I was like, in the last, how long? I don't know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes of the movie. I was like, I don't want to watch this. I don't want to watch this. Please turn it off. Please turn it off. And he wouldn't because he was like, this is the movie.
Yeah.
And please watch it.
Oh, yeah. I totally want to.
It was.
I think it's available on HBO right now, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, okay.
And I was, at the end, I was just sobbing. And I was like, I can't believe that I'm here.
Yeah.
I can't believe what I'm watching.
Yeah. Wow. Powerful stuff then.
Whoa.
Yeah. Whoa.
Please watch it. I need you to watch it because I want to know what you think.
I don't know why you don't think I'm not going to watch it.
Watch it right now.
Okay, we're stopping this. You also got very exorcist on me just now.
Sorry.
So sorry. So, do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
I want to know what you're doing so badly. Okay, go.
Okay, well, you know my favorite thing is cults.
Oh my God, what are you doing? Are you doing it?
No, I'm not doing. I'm doing Heaven's Gate.
Oh, what's that?
Did you think I was going to do Jonestown Massacre?
No.
Oh, the one I grew up in?
No.
What do you think I was going to do?
Scientology.
Oh, no. This has Scientology elements.
I should have done David Miscavige killing his wife because he killed his wife.
Did. Yeah, exactly.
He 100% killed his wife. Okay, go on.
So this does have sci-fi.
Petaluma?
No.
Cool. I know nothing.
Jon Snow.
Rehab for me. On my way. On my way.
Okay, so you don't know anything about Heaven's Gate. Doesn't ring a bell? Okay.
No, take it away.
It's a UFO religious millenarian cult founded, I'll tell you what that means in a second.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah. Cult founded in 1974 by Marshall Applewhite and Bonnie Nettles.
Great.
Okay.
What year? I'm sorry.
1974.
Okay. Where?
It's Oregon-based area.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but then it moves down to San Diego, which is the connection.
Okay.
So millenarian is from a Latin word meaning containing 1,000. It's used by religious, social, and political groups that believe a fundamental transformation is going to happen and all things will be changed forever, which is also like the second coming, Armageddon, stuff like that.
They seem really original. I don't know of any other religion that thinks
None of them. Not like mainstream Christianity, Book of Revelation, and Second Coming of Jesus, but whatever. You can see it in like literally pretty much every religion. Okay. For the most part. Okay, so Applewhite and Nettles, the founders of the religion, met in 1972 at a psychiatric hospital.
Okay.
Where they became
laying the foundation well.
Exactly. I mean, it's just all setting up. Where they became close friends, Obvi. Mm-hmm. Although he was the patient and she worked there.
I remember this.
You do?
I do.
Okay. So he believed that they must have met in a past life. Mm-hmm. And she said that an extraterrestrial came to her, came to her and said, we need to create this religion together. Mm-hmm. It was foretold. And I was like, why wasn't she also in the psychiatric hospital?
Yeah, that really troubles me that she was taken care of.
Yeah.
That bothers me very much.
I mean, unless she was just like admin.
She's a temp.
Can't be a nurse. Yeah, you're just a temp. She was also married. Oh, too. So I'm guessing it didn't say. I also got a lot of this from Wikipedia. Can you believe?
No. Wiki who?
Wikipedia.
Wow, that was a dad joke if I've ever heard one.
Well, you're around one all the time. So she had a husband. I'm guessing she must have left him because they started this religion. In creating their belief system, they read different kinds of works, including science fiction, King James Bible, and they focused on Christology, which is Jesus's humanity and divinity. So him being a person and him being like an actual divine being.
Okay.
Oh, so I can't say this word. I'm going to try to say it. Asceticism, which is basically being celibate. You don't have a sensual life. Okay. And I can't say this word. I was practicing earlier.
That's so nice.
Eschatology. I guess it's Christian theology dealing with the last things, again, like Armageddon, second coming kind of stuff. Whether that's life, end of age, blah, blah, blah. So the two believe that Jesus was reincarnated as a Texan. It's
like... It's a rootin' tootin'.
Howdy ho!
Rootin' tootin' Jesus.
Howdy ho, Ranger Jesus.
I was like, I'm not familiar with that biblical term. No, you just mean barbecue Texas.
Isn't that pretty great? It's so great. Can you imagine Jesus with a cowboy
did they
hat?
Have followers?
Yes. That's why I'm doing this story.
That.
So they believe he came.
Oh, Jesus.
I could just pistol whip you with my
Texan Jesus.
I love it so much.
That really got.
I see that. I'm really happy you did. I'm really happy it did.
Jesus.
No, wow, do you see Jesus?
In his robe.
Yes.
But with a cowboy hat and boots.
And also with like a belt with his spurs. Yeah. His gun, his bullets. Obviously.
Oh.
But like sandaled boots, you know? Like they're still sandals. Like, you see his feet, but they still go up the calf. So he's not bit by a rattlesnake, you know? Rattler.
Wait, but why?
I don't know. They didn't explain.
Okay.
So there's also a podcast called Heaven's Gate, and I started listening to it, but I didn't get a chance to finish it because it was 10 hours long, and I did not have enough time to finish it before this. So that's why a lot of this is taken from.
I will never be over that.
No. But, okay, so he came back a few times. So, like, yeah, he was that, and he vaguely looked like the guy, Marshall Applewhite. That's what they said that he looked like.
What's that?
Which is the one of the founders.
Okay.
But then
I pay attention.
so much attention. I'm gonna quiz you later.
Cool.
Rapid fire. And so he's also believes that he's Jesus reincarnated.
Of course.
But get this, which is kind of interesting.
Okay.
Bonnie, the woman, they kind of give her the role of God. Like she's, although nobody actually follows her necessarily.
Feminism.
I know.
Thriving in this community.
I guess so. So she's kind of godlike, and he's like the Jesus reincarnate.
Okay.
But they don't really get into like how much that plays necessarily.
Okay.
They kind of just go off of each other a little bit more. So they also believe that they were the two witnesses. This is from God's prophecies in the book of Revelation that, you know, they're going to be the prophets that kind of tell of the second coming. Like they're the ones that know that's coming.
Yeah. Of course.
You really might be surprised by this fact next. As they were going around telling other Christian groups that this is who they were the two witnesses, or they even were known as the UFO 2 at one point. Other Christian religions didn't believe them.
Okay.
Crazy, right?
Elaborate.
I know. Why wouldn't you be believed? I'm basically Jesus. She's basically God. We're two prophets.
We're Texas.
And we're in Texas, yeah. No, but they're not. They're in Oregon, which is it's weird. Okay. So they ended up gaining some followers, nothing crazy, but between 80 and 100 at a time. Okay. They didn't have that many by the end of this. And they called them the crew. So their followers were the crew.
Original.
So everything's so original about this.
Texas, the Texan is original.
That is
like
original.
That is very.
Yeah. That's even different than Mormonism, where he's like came, you know, as a second
some plates or something.
Yeah, in New York.
Yeah,
you know?
No, that is. Yeah, that is the best. Like you've got me. Yeah. I'm in. Hooked. God is a woman. Yeah, and Texas. Like Texas Ariana and I are loving this. Go on.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Applewhite and Nettle told them that they were beings from another planet, and that they were next level. So the next level after being you're like above human, and you're the next level from human. And by the followers joining them, they could be brought to a higher evolutionary level.
Of course.
Ready for this. So kind of Scientology a little bit.
A little bit. Yeah. I'm getting the vibe.
They got a lot of their stuff from Star Trek as well. Okay.
Oh my God.
So at one point in 1975, the crew got together in Waldport, Oregon. They sold all of their possessions. They told all their loved ones goodbye.
This is like the 100 people, their followers.
So, yeah. So I got conflicting because I did consult another article, and one article was saying 100, but I don't know if that they got people along the way. But one article was saying 20 people left to do this. Okay. So I don't know if there was like a, they picked up people as they were going across country. And I think by cross country, they literally mean going down south, not even like to Florida or Texas.
Okay.
So they got together in Waldport, Oregon and sold all their possessions, blah, 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 told loved ones goodbye, and vanished without a trace. It turns out Applewood and Nettles, now known as Doe and Tea or Bow and Peep, don't know why. They don't explain why they're called that. No idea.
People are so far gone.
No, truly. Were leading members cross country, and they were sleeping in tents and begging in the streets. By doing this, they were evading detection from authorities and the media, and that way they could try to obtain.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Why was he in the psychiatric hospital?
It didn't say. Isn't that crazy? Well, so at one point, he was fired from teaching at a university.
Oh my God, that's terrifying. What was he doing teaching? What was he teaching?
I don't know what he was teaching. Maybe. I don't know what he was teaching, but he did get in trouble for having a relationship with a male student.
Okay, so him and Bo Peep didn't have a relationship.
No, because they believe in celibacy.
Oh, right.
Like no sensual contact whatsoever.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I wonder if that's part of him just trying to like not be in the 70s, not be gay. So by going on this adventure cross country, it wasn't cross country. Down the coast. They tried to obtain this higher evolutionary level above human for the followers because they've already obtained this. So they're already the highest that they can be, essentially.
Okay. Are they telling people they can come to that level?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
You just have to give up everything. Obviously. All your possessions.
To them?
No. They don't get money from this necessarily. It's not like, it's just kind of like.
Are they doing this because they really think that they're saving people?
Yes.
That's almost worse than wanting money.
I know.
Because if you want money, then you know what you're doing.
I know.
And these people are just like, this is the right thing.
I believe in UFOs
and
Texas.
And clearing the planet. No, that's Scientology, but like whatever.
But they did believe that the earth was going to be recycled. Like it was going to be wiped clean. So that was part of their thing.
I mean,
like if we
get wrong.
I mean, it probably will blow up someday.
Yes.
The sun is there with all its sunspots and flares. Just saying. Also, the environment is dying.
Outside
is dying.
Also, our planet is dying.
It's dying. So the followers had very diverse backgrounds, which is kind of surprising. They actually had a lot of members that were like raised in like evangelical Christian groups and all this stuff, and very like far right upbringings.
What?
I know. But of course, then they also had like people that were hippies and like also wanted to do like.
They're like, we don't have anything to give up. We're so much closer than everyone else.
Pretty much, yeah. And the reason why it was so intriguing to a lot of these people is because obviously it was very different from the traditional religious views. And, a lot of these people describe themselves as longtime truth seekers. They just wanted to seek the truth, and for some reason believing that you could get to a higher evolutionary, whatever, that also deals with UFOs and aliens and stuff like that.
Oh my God. Okay.
So the followers were also known as UFO followers. They wanted just to have a communal belonging with each other, and they were on a path to a higher existence without the constraints of institutionalized faith, also like material goods and all that stuff.
Okay.
Bonnie Nettles ended up dying in 1985, though, the woman.
Okay.
And before you ask, I don't know why or from what.
Sorry, I'm asking so many questions too. You're
no,
like preemptively shutting me down.
I literally put that in here. I was like, she's going to ask. And I was like, but before you ask, I really don't know. And always ask the questions. Okay. I might not know the answers. But after her death, Applewhite revived the doctrine a little bit, and they became a more cyberculture religion.
What's that?
They use the internet.
Oh
like
my
they were
God.
like they were kind of new and very prominent in the internet. No, but they did use it to recruit people. They also used the internet to make money for themselves because they obviously had to live and survive. and they used it because they would like set up people's like web domains in the 90s and stuff like that. Yeah.
This is so weird.
I know. By the mid-90s, the cult became a pretty reclusive religion, and obviously when I say religion, I mean cult, and started referring to themselves as Higher Source, and even used the name to make money for their cult websites. So that's how like they would be paid under the name Higher Source. Yeah.
Okay.
In 1996, they moved to a 9,000 square foot mansion outside of San Diego.
I thought they were giving up all their stuff.
That's where they get the money from this website thing. Sure. Also for other people at once. Like it was like a communal living. It wasn't like one person, like the high up guy. So they moved to 9,000 square foot residence in Rancho Santa Fe, which is some of the ritziest areas in San Diego. I bet they did not fit in. No. Well, they never left the house, really.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they had to pay. They also called it the monastery. Again, the original.
Come up with something on your own.
At least call it the Lone Star Grill. Lone Star Mansion. I don't know. Be Texas original.
Barbecue Palace.
Obviously.
Barbecue Jesus Palace.
Yes.
Ugh.
I don't know. Something
they should have
like
hired
that.
us.
Next time, no,
don't call me.
It's because they're all dead.
Uh-oh.
I'll get to that.
Uh-oh.
So this is the residence where their group's final siren call.
How many people lived there?
I believe it was 39. No, it was 41. 41
Weird.
total.
Cool.
Yeah. Final siren call and the closure to Heaven's Gate took place. Mm-hmm. So they paid $7,000 a month in cash for this place. In 1995 to 7.
Same.
Like how nutso is that?
That's so much money.
Especially for that time, it's like $10,000 million right now.
Today's dollars.
Now, have you heard of the comet Hale-Bopp?
You mean Mbop?
Mbop, dip, dap, dap, boop, bop.
Skiddly-up-bop-doo-up-dip-da-da-da-do. Yeah. Killing your planet.
Doing it same.
With the comet. I'm actually an asteroid.
Can we also, like, really appreciate Hanson for that song, though?
Yeah.
Oh, God, they were so good. I will always love them for that. Hale-Bopp. So... It's probably the most widely observed comet in the 20th century because it could be seen for decades and, like, with aids, like, telescopes and stuff. But it could be observed with the naked eye for 18 months, which is the longest on record, beating out the Great Comet of 1811. Oh. No, well, not too. That one comes around, though. I don't know if this one will come back around.
I know nothing about space.
And that's why I kind of also chose this because I love space.
Oh.
It was discovered on July 23rd, 1995 by Alan Hale and Thomas Hale-Bopp. So Heaven's Gate.
Hale-Bopp.
It sounds like it sounds like
Hail him.
Yeah.
No.
Kind of though. Yeah, it does. But just last names.
Sorry. I'm really weird right now.
I love it so much. It's my favorite.
Like tripping me out beyond belief.
As soon as we talked about Texas, you got so weird.
I was weird. They're weird.
They're weird.
Texas? Okay.
Yeah. So
how offended is Jesus? He's like, I'm not from Texas.
I mean, he's dead, but
he's offended.
So offended. Because he died in July 19th. Because obviously this guy's Jesus. So Heaven's Gate thought a UFO was trailing the comet of Hale-Bopp. And the only way they could catch a ride on the spacecraft was by committing suicide so they could get to the next level of existence above human.
Who came up with this?
They did. The guy.
All of them. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Community effort.
The main guy. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Great. And this is what's weird, and I could save this for the last one, I'm going to tell you now because we're on the topic. When they first started their religion, they did not agree with suicide whatsoever.
That's what I was just going to say. Mm-hmm. Like, okay.
Yeah. Yep. So the group purchased alien abduction insurance to cover up to 50 members.
Stop it. Who
I think
what is that by nationwide?
From each other.
Oh.
Like literally, because I tried to figure that out because who are you going to, and it would protect up to 50 members. They didn't even have 50. And would pay out $1 million per person if one of them was abducted by an alien, impregnated by an alien, or killed by an alien. So basically life insurance, but by an alien. I don't know who they purchased this with. Some, like, lucky bastard in San Diego's like, oh, purchase alien abduction insurance for me. I have the best out there. Competitive prices. So between March 19th and 20th in 1997, Applewhite taped himself talking about mass suicide and explained it was the only way to evacuate this earth. This is probably where you recognize him the most if you've seen him. He has, like, the serial killer eyes. Have you seen his face? Okay, I'll show you a picture after we're done.
Can't wait.
I, like, it... So my dad is the one that talked to me about this cult first because he said, "Hail Bop," and I started busting up laughing. I was like, what? So we talked about it, and I'm also very obsessed with cults. I wonder why.
I wonder that so much.
Oh, yeah. They also took... So this is how they killed themselves. They took phenobarbital mixed with applesauce and washed it down with vodka.
Fun times.
They also didn't believe in drinking, so they're okay with drinking at the very last thing that they do.
Last hurrah.
Mm-hmm. So the mass suicide happened over 3 days because members had to make sure that everybody was dying and fully dead. They could cover, and then the ones that were alive would cover the dead ones with, like, a purple shroud from their waist up to their head, and then their legs were exposed with their feet.
Oh.
So 15 people died the first day, 15 people the next day. The last day was 9 people, and that was when the cult leader died with them. I think he was the third to last person to actually die because he was covered up, but the 2 that died after him were not covered up with shrouds.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Well, that's weird because I don't think you would die instantly, so you could have covered
yourself. No, you don't. You, like, go and, like, they went and laid down in their bunk beds all nice and neat.
Ew. Oh, no. I don't like that.
Isn't that creepy?
Don't like
it's, like,
it.
Very regimented. No. Yeah. Very calibrated and calculated mass suicide. When the authorities found them dead on March 26th, they were all neatly in their bunks with the same haircut. They also had plastic bags over their head to help with the asphyxiation of dying faster. They were all dressed in black shirts, black sweatpants, and they all had Nike shoes on, black and white Nike shoes on. You actually cannot get those shoes anymore because they discontinued them very silently afterward, after this suicide. They had armbands on their arm. Crazy. Is that where you put an armband on your arm? Oh, God. That says Heaven's Gate Away Team, which is a nod to Star Trek.
Yes. I knew that.
They also had $5 bill in their pocket as well as a few quarters.
For what?
So the $5 bill, I guess transient people can get ticketed and get in trouble. So, like, if they had to pay a fine, they could give them $5. That's what it said. That's what I looked up. And then also the quarters were if they had to make a call at a payphone, because payphones existed in 1997 and basically no longer exist now.
I'm so confused.
So 2 of the former members of Heaven's Gate, Wayne Cook and Charlie Humphreys, later committed suicide in a similar fashion.
No.
People still believe in this to this day. No. Yes. Humphreys survived the suicide pact with Cook, though, and then killed himself later on in 1998. The original 39 deaths also motivated April 1997 suicide of a 58-year-old in California who left to say that he was joining Heaven's Gate, which is crazy because you could really only join because the comet was going by and you had to, like, attach yourself to the comet because the UFO was up there, the spacecraft, obviously. So 2 surviving members still remain, and they maintain the group's website.
Oh, my God.
The website has not changed since 1997 when they were found.
Cool.
So it's very 90s. It basically looks like a MySpace page. Yes. Because it has, like, sparkles in the background because it's, like, stars and it's, like, has different colors. It literally looks like a MySpace page. It has links.
I will be there tonight.
Yes. Oh, Great. I'll show you. Okay, so, and they actually don't identify themselves usually in interviews because obviously they don't want to know. They still get emails. Usually it's people just curious about it. Some people are very harsh to them, and some people generally want to know. Like, they want to know and how to join, but they're not allowing any more people. So
very exclusive.
Yeah, so exclusive.
Our cult is the most exclusive.
It's the
cult. Most. You can't kill yourself with us. Buy your own Nikes. Put your armband on your legs.
These ones are
discontinued and you know nothing.
No.
You can't put your purple shroud on your body.
You don't have a friend to do it for you. You don't have friends. So, other random facts. So, that was basically it. They found dead, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Yep. So, some of the members, including Applewhite, got castrated in Mexico to stick to their strict celibate lifestyle.
Right.
Yeah. Heaven's Gate members believe the Earth would be recycled, like I said, but before 2027. So, like, we're really close to that.
We're on the cusp.
Yeah, what if it's recycled by then? Initially, followers believed...
What if we all recycled by then?
That'd be great.
So great.
That means that maybe we'd save our planet.
Maybe.
Initially, followers believed that you would leave Earth with your body, but when Nettles died in 1985, they're like, oh, we should rethink this. Her body's still here.
Every time I hear cults like this, I always think of the Parks and Rec cult.
Oh my God.
Where Ron makes the flutes and sells them.
I feel like I do remember that. There's so many good religious ones. Parks and Rec.
It's so funny.
No, I was thinking South Park.
Oh, I hate South Park.
But when they do the religious episodes, they're amazing because they like go off of facts, which is funny. And then, like I said, ironically, that the cult didn't believe in suicide, but they felt that by doing this suicide pact, it was the only way they can get to the next level, and their bodies were just a vehicle to get them to that next level of existence. Yeah. They believe that the Bible's God is actually highly developed extraterrestrial. But then again, if you believe in heaven, like, maybe he is, you know? Because he, like, is up in the ether. I don't know. And when they went to the evolutionary level above human, called Tila, which is also the name of
tequila.
Oh, my God. Her songs.
Tila Tequila. Got it.
I love it. What was that show she was on?
Tequila.
Like Finds Love or something like that?
Tequila of Love or
something like that. Love it.
So good.
So
my favorite was Flavor Flav. I'm broken. I'm stuck on repeat. Yeah. Flavor Flav.
Yeah. So Tila was the name of that. They also called that their spacecraft that they were supposed to like get on. Okay. So it was another world in our universe where you didn't need to have sex, eat, or die. Sounds boring.
What's the point?
I know. And this place was pure bliss, and they could nourish themselves with sunlight. Now, this is what I want to say about sunlight, is wouldn't you just call it starlight? Because the only star we call sun is our sun next to Earth, so wouldn't it just be nourish yourself with starlight? Like, right? It's just like when they said, like, nourish, you'll be nourished by sunlight. I'm like, the sun is our sun. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't it just be another
Because
star?
they are crazy.
I know, okay. That was my biggest pet peeve.
You can't. I'm offended that the Nikes are discontinued because...
You want a pair. Members of Heaven's Gate believe that evil space aliens called Luciferians...
Original.
So original.
Where did you come up with that?
They're like noggins.
Their ABC show Lucifer.
Yeah.
You don't even
L
know.
is for Lucifer.
Oh my God.
Falsely represented themselves to Earthlings as God and conspired to keep humans from developing. Technically advanced humanoids, these aliens have spacecraft, space-time travel, telepathy, and increased longevity. They use holograms to fake miracles.
They watch so much Star Trek. That's all.
Oh, I know. Yep. Carnal beings with gender. They stopped training to achieve kingdom of God. Thousands of years, blah, blah, blah. So basically any other religion had these false Luciferians, I guess.
It's like
Rastafarians? Pastafarians?
Ooh, I will join that. I will be there. Put me down for Cacio e Pepe and I'm there. I know, girl.
Don't say that to me. It's so beautiful. So, yeah. So, basically, I think that we should listen to the podcast after this.
Okay. I'm down.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be laughing the whole time.
No, it's hilarious. They do talk to people that were in it, though, which is kind of interesting.
That's intense.
Yeah, it is. And that was a really long, very long story of Heaven's Gate cult.
Mine is... Well, thank you.
Yeah,
you're welcome. You for the entertainment. Yep. That was wild.
Happy to oblige.
That was wild.
Right?
It's so sad.
I know.
That mental health was put at the wayside right there.
I know.
Because it should have been front and center.
And, like, weirdly, so, like, the podcast talks about one of the moms watching a video of her son a few months before they all killed themselves, and she watches it every year and was like, oh my God, they were all happy before they died. There's videos of them out there.
Well, they were probably happy to kill themselves because they thought like
they were going
it's
somewhere
going
else.
to be
They
great.
literally believed what they were doing.
Yeah.
It's so sad, and it was a mass suicide.
That's devastating.
It's devastating. Yeah.
But can you imagine if he hadn't have had her as a nurse or whoever?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe he'd be still, well, he'd be dead, but still because he's really old. But he'd probably just have been in the psychiatric
It's just
hospital.
like how things play out like that. That's so weird.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Okay, I have to say it again. I am nervous to do this one.
Are you recording?
I am. Sorry. Oh, sorry. I should have said that.
No, it's totally fine. I want to know who you're doing. Really
okay. Bad. I'm doing the Toy Box Killer.
No, you're not.
Yeah, it's going to be a very, very brief and very condensed because this is the most evil.
I hate this story, but I love it.
I know. I know. I kind of regret this.
But it's such a crazy story.
When I heard this story, okay, so my sources are Wikipedia, Case File, and then this website, allthingsinteresting.com.
The Case File.
The Case File episode of this was so mind-blowing to me. It was a 3-part episode, and it was so in-depth.
Yes.
And I remember how in-depth it was that I just can't do it.
You called me as you were in the middle of listening it, because I was driving I was driving to my friend's wedding, because I was in the wedding, and you're like, Jess, you need to listen to this. This is the most insane story I've ever heard.
I just is insane, and I'm missing a lot of information because like
it's too intense
about the trial and stuff, I don't want to talk about him too much.
Yeah, because fuck him.
I hate him.
Truly.
Yeah. So, okay, let's
get
just start. This is Toy Box Killer. His name is David Parker Ray. He was born November 6th, 1939. And he was, should I say when he died? Okay, he died today in 2002. Like, I was just checking on my sources or whatever, and I saw that the date was today. And
which is May 28th.
May 28th, 2002 is when he died.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that was just very strange that happened. So what is crazy about this is that no bodies were ever found. And he's suspected to have murdered as many as 30 people. They say people, and I didn't really see anything about men being killed, so I'm going to say women, prominently sex workers.
Yeah.
And so what he would do very often is he would pose as a cop in parking lots,
off, dude.
like truck stop parking lots, and say, you are under arrest for solicitation. And he would handcuff them, take the victim back to this soundproof trailer that he created himself, and it had a gynecological table chair situation set up. It had a mirror above, so the victim had to watch what was happening the entire time.
Gross.
There are some pictures online, and I really tried not to look at them because it's beyond.
Yeah.
So this spanned from Arizona to New Mexico, and he was living in this is funny. Do you recognize the name Elephant Butte?
Oh, I was like Truth or Consequences.
Truth and Consequences was 7 miles away, but he lived in Elephant Butte. But I wrote Elephant Butter.
But yeah. I used to live really close to Truth or Consequences.
Really?
Yeah, like locals call it TRC. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it wasn't that far away from it. There was a guy.
What a weird
There was
name.
a boy I liked who lived in TRC, and he totally was playing like he liked me, and then he ghosted me.
Should we call him?
I don't even remember his name.
Good. Don't waste your time.
Yeah, because it was a whirlwind love affair of 3 days.
Wow. Romantic.
It's really in
Hard
middle
to talk
school.
about.
Yeah, it's the love of my life.
No, can't move on. Okay, back to the horror.
Oh God.
So, the soundproof trailer, he called it his toy box, and it was just loaded, like, wall to wall with torture tools. And it's just horrendous. They have it listed on the Wikipedia of, like, the types of tools that he had. And I'm not telling you.
Good.
I'm just not going to tell you. So, let's go back in time a little bit to when he was a youth. which like
that's when he should have been killed.
Dude, I know, truly, because
he
like,
did kill a lot of people.
Who cares? Who cares if your upbringing was crap? There was a lot of people that went through crappy upbringings and grew up to either be normal or recognize how horrendous that is and rise above it and do something to prevent it from happening to somebody else. To take it and to use it against other people is just
in the most heinous ways.
Completely. So he grew up he had a younger sister, or maybe he had a sister, and his grandpa was alcoholic, abusive, and provided him with sadomasochistic porn. His grandpa bought it for him.
Yeah, so that's what my grandpa did too.
No. So by the time he was a teenager, he was already having, like, he was keeping journals and, like, drawings of...
This is making me so uncomfortable.
I know. Of, like, what he wanted to do to women. And his sister found them and was like, sorry, what? What's happening now?
Yeah.
So, he was, what is that? Something discharged from the army because he
dishonorably
discharged from the military, and it's just like, can they take that back? Because like,
no, it's dishonorable. So that's like
dishonorable.
Yeah, or was he honorably?
Honorably.
Oh, he was honorably discharged.
Believe so. Like, should have wrote it down. Something discharged.
He was still discharged.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if it was honorably, please take it back. And
yeah.
If it's dishonorable, it makes sense.
Yeah, frame it. He was divorced 4 times, and he has 2 kids. One of them is named Glenda Jean Jessie Ray.
I just remembered the story.
Oh, yes. Oh, so, 4 divorces. There are 4 people. Okay, this is what I don't understand.
Sociopath.
I know, but this is what I don't get with people like this, with like serial killers, torture, like whatever. How do they differentiate who they are going to murder and who they are going to date and love and, okay, quote unquote love and like maintain a relationship with, like Ted Bundy? Like I know,
and he wanted to murder her too. Like he said in interviews that he came close to murdering her and her daughter. Elizabeth Klopfer and her daughter. Yeah,
I'm a little lightheaded from that. Are you serious? Okay.
Anyway, but I don't know, because like he didn't, obviously.
You know what I mean? So what goes on in your brain where you're just like, this is a person I keep around.
Gary Ridgway.
This is a person I dispose of.
Yeah, and then the BTK killer all had families.
Yes, this guy had 4
wives.
4 wives.
How?
So he dates this girl, and I love this in Case File. The guy's accent, you go, Cindy Hindi.
Because he's like Australian or something. Yeah.
So Cindy Hindi is the girlfriend, and she would help him find victims, bring them to the trailer, torture with him. And then he also had a friend, and he had multiple people that would come over and rape the victims.
I want to throw up.
I know. I shouldn't have done this. I'm really sorry. I'm like I'm powering through hard.
You're doing it. It's fine.
So he eventually got caught in 1999. And, okay, this is also a weird thing that serial killers do with all their like what are they called? Trinkets? No.
Yeah, like treasures or
treasure.
No, we really are diving into my favorite.
I know. What is it called?
Like not a totem.
Token.
Token? Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
Totem. he carved totem poles of all. It's not funny. Okay.
We have to make it a little funny. This is so hard.
I'm uncomfortable and sweating. Okay. So, he would make videos and recordings of all of these things that he would do.
No.
He would keep the videos, and if he would keep victims for like several days, while he wasn't torturing the victims, he would be playing the recording to them of what just happened to them.
No, sir.
How do you get there? And when you see him too, you're like, yes. Yes, you did that.
Did he have that weird mustache?
Yes.
And the cowboy hat? Was he from Texas?
He was Jesus. No. I'm deleting that. I can't. Sorry. Oh my God. Get me out of this situation.
I put myself in a corner.
I regret this so much. Okay. So record them. There was one victim. Her name was Angelica Montano, who was his neighbor, acquaintance person. She came over to his house, asked for cake batter, and then he kidnapped her for like 3 days.
Great.
Tortured her, raped her, drugged her, and dumped her in the middle of the desert along the highway, naked. And she didn't remember anything.
Yeah, because
she was drugged. So
yeah.
So you said sodium pentothal, or did you say barbital?
Barbital.
Okay, so he used drugs that would induce amnesia and memory loss. Ugh. Sodium pentothal and phenobarbital.
That's what it was.
Phenobarbital. So,
which it sounds like he could have done he like could have easily killed her with that concoction.
Totally. So yeah. So she was kidnapped and she like couldn't remember what was happening. And I think she was the one victim who, oh no, that was a different one. I'm sorry. I'm getting all of them confused. But
there was unfortunately too many.
There was so many.
Yeah.
And there was one where this woman was friends with Jesse, his daughter, and they were hanging out at a bar. The woman got into a fight with her husband, and Jesse invited her out. Jesse slipped her date rape drugs, and Jesse would help her father find victims. Jesse participated in these crimes.
Own daughter.
His daughter.
How fucked up the cycle just keeps going.
I just wait until I tell you. Wait. Okay. So let's get to the last victim.
Okay.
Last victim.
Can we pause and I can go home and like chill out for a second?
I know, truly. I know. I like need to run. I need to run away from this. So his last victim escaped after 3 days of torture.
That was Angelica.
No, this is Cynthia Vigil.
Okay.
Cynthia was in the cell and Ray was somewhere. Cindy Hindi was there, and she left the keys close to Cynthia.
That's right.
So Cynthia gets the keys, unlocks herself. Cindy tries to subdue her, and Cynthia gets an ice pick and stabs her in the neck.
Yes.
Unfortunately, Cindy survives. So then Cindy finally cracks under the pressure, and she tells them everything. Jesse tells them everything. Ray is on trial. And Cindy just divulges all the information, basically. And I think Jesse and another guy friend that he would have, who I just don't even care about to mention.
Because he's also just a piece of shit.
Exactly. They're all just horrible monsters. And they're not even human beings. Like, they are monsters.
Yeah.
And so they all said, yeah, Ray killed these women. They should be here. And no victims were ever found.
I wonder how he did it then. I mean, like, the thing with the desert, though, is that it's so massive.
I know.
You could truly, and that's why so many people go missing out in the desert, hide a body anywhere.
Yep.
You know, and it's just, I can't imagine how many are just alone in New Mexico. How would you even
say, oh yeah, he buried it over there?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, there's no landmarks.
Over there for like 5 to 20 miles, you know, until you get to a next house. Exactly. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So goes to trial. They go into the cell. They find all the tapes. People identify themselves on the tapes. So.
And like tattoos, right? Wasn't that a thing?
I think so. Something like that. I had to stop reading because I was so bothered.
Of course.
So after his trial, Ray was sentenced to 244 years.
Not long enough.
Guess how much his daughter Jessie was sentenced? Just guess a number. What would you think?
What do I think they did, or what do I think she deserved?
Both.
Okay. Well, I think they gave her 5 years.
Okay.
I think she deserves forever.
She got 9.
9 years?
9 years.
Oh, well, that's horrible.
9?
That's horrible. You date raped, roofied a person.
Just the fact that you've seen the things and were okay with it.
And that's just the one thing that you kind of were caught at. Like, yeah, I think she was tied to other stuff as well. 100%. Because it was like, oh yeah, she would totally... You know, a wing woman or whatever for her father. Ugh.
Okay. Guess how much Cindy got?
12?
36.
Does that mean she actually can get out?
Probably. Didn't do my research. I just had to get away.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was it. That's the Toy Box Killer. And I'm sorry. And I'm lighting this piece of paper on fire. I don't even want it in my cute notebook.
No, it's such
You're out of here.
Out of here. Yeah.
So, yeah, sorry.
No. It wasn't, but it is like such an interesting story because they didn't have a body. They didn't have any bodies.
That's what's weird.
Yeah. But at least they were able to convict him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We need to talk about something happy for a second.
Let's talk about the book that we're reading.
Yay! Yeah, so I kind of mapped it out a little bit just for the first section. Read to page... So it's page 78. It's about to start where Georgia gets her nipple pierced for all the right reasons.
Yay!
Love and then we'll go from there.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. So you started reading it, you said, right?
I read a half a page. I just want to talk about the intro really quick.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so on the first page, Karen talks about who she's dedicating it to. It says Karen for Nora Grace, which is her niece.
Yep.
And then Georgia said, in memory of Kim Murphy Friedman, who therapized me through the writing of this book, which I don't know if that's a real word, but probably.
It is now. You know, she makes up words.
I know. And then the next page almost made me cry.
Yeah.
This book is dedicated to all the murderinos out there. We wouldn't be here if it weren't for you. Thank you.
So sweet.
And thank you, Georgia and Karen.
Yeah, truly. Obsessed.
Yep. So,
you
guys, get to it.
Listen or read it or do both.
Yeah. Do all the things.
Yeah. We'll be talking, I'm sure, about more murder and life experiences.
100%.
100%.
I'm sorry that I put you guys through that. I didn't mean it. I'm not that crazy. I mean, in what world does anybody say I should have done the Holocaust?
That's not a thing.
That's
not a thing. That's not a thing.
It's kind of how I feel.
Yeah. I mean, they're both horrific,
terrible
in their own ways.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's fine. I did one about like a weird cult. And UFO wasn't shit. You know?
I should have done that. Okay, well, have a great week, you guys, and keep us posted on your thoughts of the book and anything else that you want to talk about or think about or know about.
Yeah. Sweet.
Drop us a line.
Can I just say one thing at gmail.com? The one is the number 1. And Instagram.
Can
I just say one thing?
Yeah.
All right.
Love
always.
Ugh.